So now that we have taken a look at these 10 takeaways, I also have with me Ujjwal Nikam. He is the special public prosecutor who joins me on the telecast. Thank you for joining us, sir. And according to you, what are the salient features of this new bill? And do you think it will lead to transparency?
See, specifically, I must welcome this new bill, because in order to avoid the recurrence of the malpractices in the public examination and to have the transparency, the Government of India has taken a very bold decision to introduce this type of bill. Now, the salient feature of this bill is they have defined the various, what is meant by unfair practice, by unfair means, and how the authorities, like the individual authority, as well as the director of an institution, or the person in charge who holds such an examination, will be held responsible. The third important facet of this is that the punishment, that is no doubt is a very severe punishment, as well as the fine which may extend to about 1 crore. I have never come across a huge fine which has been proposed. But why? Why? Because the very purpose of the criminal jurisprudence, that a harsh sentence or fine is recommended only not to punish the very criminal, but to give a strong signal to the like-minded peoples. So here in this case, the new bill, the minimum punishment is not less than 3, which may extend to 5 years also, fine also up to 10 lakhs, and to the director and the person in charge of the institution, the fine goes to up to 1 crore. So basically, they have exhaustively defined what is exactly meant by how the unfair means in the public examination can be prevented. They have given the various definition also, and the important is about the punishment if any person are found guilty of the said offences. Secondly, also the important is that the task of the investigation is being entrusted to such a police officer who is not below the rank of the DYSP, as well as in a metro cities, not below the rank of the Assistant Commissioner of Police.
Okay. Now, do you feel that paper leaks being made into a non-bailable offence will take us towards solving the problem once and for all, and of course be a strong deterrent to those who are aiming to do so?
See, ultimately, the government intention is very transparent and clear to stop the malpractices, and therefore they said that if any person found guilty under this act or offence, there is a prima facie of evidence that he has committed an offence, then it is a non-compoundable and also a cognizable offence. So I firmly believe by making these drastic changes in the so far as to avoid the stoppage of the unfair means, these are the good things that the government has decided to introduce in the bill.
The punishment has been made even more stringent for examination authorities, with double the punishment and fine of up to 1 crore. And you were speaking about this. Do you think this will help tighten them?
See, ultimately, I have already explained you why such type of harsh punishment is normally recommended, and the Bible of the criminal law is the criminal jurisprudence. And the criminal jurisprudence says that to give a strong signal to the like-minded peoples in order to avoid the recurrence of such unfair means in the public examination. That is the sole intention, it appears.
Absolutely. Do you think there is a strong message that has now been conveyed to coaching centres as well, who if found guilty would lose their properties and will have to bear the proportional examination costs?
Yes, it will be a strong signal to the coaching institutions, because normally it has been brought on the record also that many persons who are running the coaching classes, they are indulging in such unfair means, and therefore this act has defined different definitions also. Okay, what is meant by the office, controller, director of institution, particularly how the computer's copy also has been being made. So they have exhaustively defined the various things. Now we have to give time also that how this act will be implemented. The only thing is that whether the provisions of this ultra virus, basically the fundamental rights of individual or not. In my opinion, no.
Do you think this law deals with the post-cheating action as well, leading us to find out solutions on how to better our vigilance system?
We had to expect such things, because by making certain deterrent provisions will have some good impact also.
Right. And what would you recommend needs to be added to this law?
I need not add anything, because this is a very exhaustive, they have made it. Only we had to see that how far it stands to the other legal scrutiny, because the sole intention of the government, which has been clearly they have made out in the object and the reasons of the said bill, and the object is very clear, in order to stop the malpractices in the public examination, and there should not be any scope of concoction of the fabrication also, if this is the sole intention of this bill. Now let us see what happens ultimately in the House.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.